All right. Welcome back, guys. This is part two of this part two series. I don't know how I'm gonna structure this, but this is elevated. I'm joined again with my uncle, Marcos.
What's up?
This part we're gonna be talking about mostly education and health. All right. Now before we get in, I hope you guys will learn something from this, get different perspectives. If you find value from this video, if you get something from it, I just want you guys to leave a like. If you guys want to see more, make sure you subscribe because that will definitely make my day. But to not waste any more time, let's get into the conversation. So, what are your thoughts on the education system,
It's shit.
and in what way?
This country needs to really get it together with that because in public schools need to do a better job with keeping people in and not letting them out so easy. You know, when I was in high school, I signed myself out. It took me 5 minutes. It was a 5 minute process, legit. I just had to get my father to come to school. He signed the paperwork. I was done that day. Nothing else to do. All right, good. Bye. Have fun. But now, before rewind that now, like maybe a year before, when I was going into high school, I took a couple months off, family stuff. So then trying to get back in, it was a fight. Like we had to go to the district office, get the superintendent involved because the assistant principal of Flushing High School, yes, I mentioned Flushing High School, that infamous place. It might not be the same thing now. I'm not sure if it's
Oh
still
no,
named Flushing
it's
High
still
School.
shit.
It's New York City school. What do you expect?
I actually got into a big ass fight with kids from that school.
Well, they from those kids are from all over the place. They're
Yeah.
from all over Corona and Elmhurst, all that place. They all get shuttled there. But like, so dealing with one of the assistant principals there, he did not want me in there. He's like, "No, we're not gonna let you in." It was a fight, and I was like, "That's sad." And then when I did the sign out to get out,
Mm.
I thought about. It. I was like, "Wow, this was the easiest process out of everything, just to get out."
But he fuck.
I was like, "That's sad." I'm like, "It should be the other way around. It should
Mm.
be easier to get in to get education and harder to drop out. They should have deterrence. Go talk to a counselor first. Figure out what the issue is. Why do you want to drop out? What's going on in personal life? What's going on in the world, like with you? To figure out how to get these kids edge because
Mm.
kids these days don't know shit. Like seriously, they don't know shit. They swear
I
they know
think.
everything, and it's just like, what the
Yeah. I
fuck?
mean, I could say like I thought I fucking knew everything, and then life hit me in the ass, and I was like, "Oh no, you're retarded.
Life will do
Like
that to you.
you're fucking retarded. Like learn
Eh,
some shit." I think the problem for me with the education system is one the teachers, the way they're biased in whatever opinion they are, and the amount of the impact they can have on the kids, middle school, high school in general, the amount of impact they have is fucking ridiculous, especially depending on what they're teaching and how they're teaching it. The curriculum, they're teaching everything but what we need to know. Like I brought this up yesterday. It's like they need to start teaching us how to fucking do some cleaning or do fucking help us perfect fucking basic addition and subtraction. Like I went to McDonald's, I started counting the register. I was like, holy shit, I do not know fucking math. I was like, oh fuck. Like you know what I mean?
you don't know. Well, for me, school prepared me for that, but also Monopoly.
Yeah, but nobody's fucking playing Monopoly now.
Yeah, come on. Everybody wanted to be the banker. Everyone wanted to be the banker when you play Monopoly because it's like that's where all the money was. But that's also you had it like when you took that job on, you're like, oh shit, I got to make change. Like
Mm,
oh shit, and you
yeah.
had to figure it out. You know, and they had real denominations in there too. It was like, all right, cool. It's like this is your practice of being a cashier, and when you're a cashier, you know, in any job, the computer is all the hard work. I mean, now
Yeah, now.
before like before I like when I was younger and the older adults were working, they had to do shit by hand and calculate that.
That's fucked up. People will come in and they'll fucking it'll be like, oh, the fucking some change, and then they'll give me like some coins to offset the balance so I can give them $1 back. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. You're fucking with my brain cells, all right? My neurons aren't firing properly. You're gonna have to give me a minute. Let me bust out my
They're like,
fucking
I'm too high
calculator.
for this shit. Like,
No,
hold
one
on.
hundred percent. I'm like, yo, like
No, but those people, they're really good at like just like they look at the number on the screen. They're like, all right, I don't want loose change, so they figure it out. You know, and that's just people who are actually taking interest in what they're doing. You know, but you know, they need to really look at the curriculum, what they're teaching, and like really, how is it going to really help the kids like get a job?
hmm
You know, like not to be cliche, but you know that movie. What was the name of it? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Lean on Me, I think it's called. One with
Who?
the
Oh, Lean on Me.
yes, about the school in Patterson,
What?
about East Side High.
And it was like Morgan Freeman
I
or
think
some
Morgan Freeman.
shit.
I think it was Lean on Me, right? Is
Wait.
that the one? I
Yeah,
think
it
it
definitely.
was.
Yeah, yeah, it
It's
was.
got
Was
to be
and then
that
he
one.
took this like crazy ass fucking school and then made it like pretty
It's
decent.
based on a true story,
Yeah.
but like his focus was about getting these kids ready for the having basic skills: read, write, and do math.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's something that they need to really focus on more. But like really get kids because the grammar, the spelling, like certain people just the words that they spell. I'm like, how did you get that? How do
Yeah.
you spell that word? Like, do that again. Like, show me your work, please. I need to know how you
Show
got
me
to
the
that.
work.
Because it's like you really and
Yeah.
but they swear that they know what they're talking about, or they'll use the wrong word, and I'm like, that's not what that means.
Mm.
But it sounds good. I know it sounds good, but that's not what that means. Like, what the hell? Did you go to school? Yeah, but I wasn't paying attention. That shit bored the shit out of me. Like,
Yeah.
but that's important to know. Well, I don't need school to get. You're right. You don't need education to be successful in work. You need experience, but it also helps to have basic knowledge of things.
Yeah. If you're not that because a lot of people aren't that person that could just be successful without going to school. You
Yeah,
know.
like with college, you don't need college to get a good paying job. I
Yeah.
never went to college.
Yeah.
I did
College is
college
shit.
after the fact,
College is
but I
shit.
worked my way up, like working in the retail industry as it is now. Like going into it, I went in as a regular associate, was in there for like a year, and then got promoted to management, and then just kept going. But I did it based on my experience because I worked in supermarket when I was younger, and just did that for like almost 10 years. That gave me the experience that they were looking for. Take the shot with me to hire me on to their company, and like, all right, let me learn the clothing industry now, and then go from there. And I learned it pretty good. And now I'm still in there
Yeah.
as a manager in another company, making really good money. I can't complain. Retail pays you. It's hell. Don't get me wrong. We'll talk about that's another topic for later, like the woes of working in retail. But like, college is not something you really need to be successful in life. If you have that mindset to be successful at things, and you have the education behind you from elementary school, high school, all that stuff, you actually could use those tools and set yourself up. But you got to start somewhere. But
Yeah.
like teachers need to be paid an actual wage that they can live off of, like be paid for what they're
Definitely.
doing because you know we want them to care.
Yes.
Let's
hundred
pay
percent.
them like we care about that. Like the fact that they're buying their own stuff for their students is sad. That should not be the case. Or
The
get them
fact that they
or
just fucking
reimbursed.
they're struggling to even get to fucking work, that they
Right?
can't fucking make the commute. That's
And then
fucking.
now the kids are beating them up. But
Yeah.
that's got to stop too. Like the kid in Florida, the kid I forgot what I think in Ohio, the one that beat the teacher to like knocked her out in the videos that he's just flying and it's just a pound because
Wow.
all because she took his phone. The phone. Fucking phone. And then the other guy who also got mad punched the teacher in the face because he wouldn't give him back his phone. Like, really?
It's all over the phone. I think. I don't know. These people are fucking stupid. Like
That's
I look at my generation, a lot of them, and I'm just like, you guys are fucking stupid as shit.
this
Like,
is the root of all evil when it comes to your generation.
yeah.
This device
The,
right here is the most, I would say, is the leading force in what has just ruined the minds of so many millions of kids.
even adults
Because
too.
the adults will be following suit.
More so kids.
Yeah, well, no, adults too, because adults became big kids. They became 40
Mm,
year old adolescents with this shit.
yeah.
And that's why people like for me, my phone is my phone. Like, I don't watch movies on there. I mean, now I do. On my lunch break, I'll watch House, which I love that show. Watch it if you haven't. It's a great show. You'll get more of my sarcasm as if you watch that
Okay.
show. But this thing for me is a phone.
Yeah.
I've always told people, I'm like, why would I get all these things? I'm like, it's a phone. Like, I'm not gonna play video games on here. I have an Xbox and PlayStation 5 at home. I have my computer there. Why do I need to do things for a computer on my phone? I have a computer at the house. I was never just.
I think what happened is people were living life on the phone.
That's a
Like you
problem.
go on, you don't see it as much, but like I'm on public transportation all the time. I'm on the
Oh,
bus and the
everybody's like this.
trains.
Everybody's head down.
Oh my god, it's fucking, and nobody has a genuine conversation.
Yeah.
And the shit to me, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Well, that's always been New
Like,
York. New York has always been like if it wasn't the phone, it was your Walkman or your Discman. Back in the day, you probably wondering what those are.
I can get a pretty good understanding.
Yeah, the Walkman was
The
the
old
audio,
technology,
the old
yeah.
technology, but listen, it worked for us. We had our headphones in. People would be on the train and bus. I just listened to music, watching,
Or
looking
even
at
just like
things.
look out the fucking window and get some ideas. Or just have a little notebook and just think of some fucking
Oh, some
ideas.
people do that, but
Or
not everybody has that creativity. Some people are just
yeah,
stuck in their ways. That they just their phone is their outlet. That's their release from the matrix, even though it just keeps them in
I like
another
that
one.
word. You know
Well,
where that came from?
the release from the
No, 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 the
matrix.
Matrix. Like not the movie,
Oh,
but like the term, like release from the Matrix.
I got it from that phrase. I actually heard it from a band. Lincoln, you've heard Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
Well, one of the guitarists,
Mm-hmm.
because he has there's a whole big thing about the fact that he has headphones on throughout the entire set whenever they played. No matter what show it was, he always had headphones on, and those were his monitors that he could hear. But he also felt like he said that his headphones when he put them on, that was his way of unplugging and releasing from the matrix. so I just kind of adopted
That's
it.
so funny because most of the people now, or at least me, when I heard you say the Matrix, I got that from Andrew Tate.
I can't stand
Because
that
he
guy.
will say like, "Oh, like the Matrix is coming after me. The agents of the Matrix are coming after me."
Yeah,
Or it's the fucking. So
but the
that's
best
I
thing
was trying to
was,
see if that's where you
but
got
now I
it from.
wonder, like, let's go back. If there was no Matrix, what would he be saying?
With the movie,
Yeah, there was. If that movie never came out, what would he say?
oh, he'd
Then
probably say something else.
what would
The
it be? What would
agenda
it
or
be
the
then?
or the fucking establishment. I think it would just be.
The deep state? Like, come on.
Yeah, I think it would be. I think he would just replace it with a different word. It's just the Matrix. Is just like that's a fucking amazing movie. So that's where he got it
He's an
from.
opportunist like everybody
Like he
else.
calls himself like Morpheus or some shit. Like that's how he.
You know what I call him? A fucking idiot. So it's like he's nothing special. He's
Yeah.
nothing special. He's some rich douchebag who thinks he's special because he's got a nice body and people follow him and he's friends with certain people. And to me, I'm like, I've never heard of him but until like earlier when he got arrested for some shit. And even then, I cared half a shit about it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, next channel.
I think
Like,
there's more shit to worry about than all
yeah,
the
I
shit you see
just
on the internet.
he's not
But
important to
this
me
the
at all.
problem is that people will fucking invest all their energy to see what he got going on instead of oh
Like,
shit.
get your own shit going on.
Exactly. My
You know who
fucking
I
life is
watch?
falling apart.
You know
You
who
know.
I actually listen to on there? And I don't mean to
Yeah,
get off
it's
of the
so funny
topic.
because I said that and I got a notification from his Twitter.
Unfollow him, please, right now. You know? But like the one person that I watched that actually makes a lot of sense to me was Gary Vee.
Mm.
I started getting a
He's
little bit of
cool.
his
Yeah.
clips on Instagram once in a blue, and then I actually just I sought out his page and I started watching his videos, and I love his videos because he's all about like fuck your bullshit, fuck
Mm.
your feelings. I'm not gonna sugarcoat your shit. I'm not gonna coddle you. I'm gonna tell you what the fuck you need to hear to get your ass up off the couch and get your fucking life together. Like enough with the bullshit.
Yeah.
And a lot of the shit he says is like it's so true. It is so true, and people relate to it because they're like, yeah, he makes sense.
And only if they put this shit in school, how would society be different? You know. It's like
If people actually, yeah, society. Oh my God, where would we be if everybody listened to Gary Vee? I think there would be no poverty. I think we would just have different sects of class, of course, like we always have, but I think people would actually not be so fucked as they are now because they would actually be following their dreams, putting that effort forward to do things. And it's funny because a lot of like kids at work, if they ask me questions about like what and they're telling me about their like what they want to do with their lives, like one kid wants to be a sound engineer and doesn't know how to go about it yet.
don't be watching my cookies. All right.
You need your cookies, bro.
You want a piece?
Nope.
All right.
I can't have that. And because I got a fitness coach, and if I do send him this link and he sees me eating that cookie, forget about it.
Oh shit.
I get the text
But a few more.
as he's watching it. The fuck you doing eating that cookie? No, thank you. I kept listening. Have water. Here you go, Danny. But like, I lost my thought. See, I hate when that. Oh, about just thinking about shit. No, I lost it again. Never mind. I lost the thought. It's like I came back for a split second, then went away.
It happens.
What was I talking about?
We were talking about if everybody would listen to Gary Vee, there would be no poverty and shit like that.
Well, because because his message is all about accountability to yourself and just following your dreams, like just doing what you got to do. Like shut up and do it. Like stop talking about it, just do it. Don't give a shit what anybody else thinks, and just do your shit. Like for example, like if you want to be like you want to do podcasting, right? You're how old now?
I'm about to be 20.
You can spend the next 8 years figuring this shit out, and then you say, oh, I don't want to do it, do something else. You still have time, so why not do it? But if you're gonna do it. Like go all in. Like look
A lot
for
of
the
people don't understand
sponsors.
that shit.
Yeah, that people expect okay, if you do like 4 episodes, some people will be like, all right, I should have 1 million followers. I should be on the cover of a magazine or whatever it is. And they don't get that, they give up.
Me,
Like,
I'm ready.
no.
I'm ready to do this shit for 5 years and not get nothing from it.
And that's the Gary Vee mentality. Gary Vee pushes that on. He tells people
That's
like
what I'm
you should
saying.
have that mindset to be ready to eat shit.
Yep.
And he tells people like he has his company now. He's a millionaire or whatever. He says that for his first part of his life he ate shit. He sold wine out of his dad's liquor store, saved up all his money, started his own wine stuff. That's where he started most of his finances came from, and then just worked his way up. Took his wine stuff, started selling. He sold it off, and he started doing other things. Different avenues came in. VaynerMedia was created, and just keeps going. And now he's a speaker for everywhere he goes, and people like appreciate the shit that he says because it's real. That's the thing I like about him is that it's real shit. He doesn't sugarcoat nothing. He's not telling you bullshit lies or tells you, "Hey, I have the strategy to get you everything you want in life, but pay me $50 first." People, the speakers that are out there that do that hate him because he'll give away that shit for free on Instagram or TikTok or fucking LinkedIn or every social media aspect that he has. He just gives stuff away and doesn't ask for a single dime from anybody.
Yeah.
And that I think more people should kind of like just listen to him and really like listen to what he's saying because he's got a good message. You know, college is a waste of time. You know,
I was going to ask you, how do you feel about college? Is college
waste
worth
of
it?
time. Only thing it's going to do is put you in debt. It's going to teach you how to always be stuck in a rut of always having to pay off a debt because
Mm.
that's all it's going to do to you.
I
Because a
think
lot of these kids that go to college, sorry to cut you off,
no, it's good.
but a lot of these kids that go to college, they're taking up these classes and these fucking majors and stuff, and then their industry, there's no jobs. But then the industries where the jobs are, there no one's taking those classes.
You know, it's funny. So this is how I look at it. It's like college. What happens is people go into debt. Now they spend their fucking 4 years, 2 years, 8 years, whatever, getting in the fucking debt, can't pay it off. They get a fucking bullshit degree. If you want, like, for me, right, the only reason I see I can justify going to college is if I want to be a fucking doctor or I want to fucking
A
build
lawyer.
fucking rockets.
Oh,
You know,
well, yeah,
like, or
that's
some
right.
shit like that that obviously requires some furtherance in my education. I don't know if furtherance is a word, but you know what I
That's
mean.
all right.
Yeah, shit happens all the time. People, yo, it's
You
so
just
funny.
elevated a new word. How about
People,
that?
people fucking call me out on that shit because I was fucking throw out words that aren't words. But to keep going, it's like
But
that's when I can
I bet you
justify it.
$5 they understood exactly what you meant.
Like 100%,
Like it's
exactly.
a made up word, but they're like,
Thank you.
yeah,
At
they're
least you
like,
get
that's
it.
true. So you could just say, well, I just created a new word. So
Yeah,
you are creating content for yourself.
yeah,
There
just
you
like
go.
capping. I'm gonna create another.
Yeah, no. I'm already like trying to find. Like, I'm gonna go research twanging or wherever the fuck that word was before that you used.
I
Like,
think
just,
I think twang. I don't want to get too far off, but I think that's like a word, to describe somehow something tastes. Like it's a little like has a twang to it
but again, I think that goes back to education though. The fact that they're using other words to describe a
instead
word.
of proper English.
Like, there's no
Yeah.
need to make up capping to describe lying. That's what we have the word lying for. That's the definition that
Well,
that word will
it's
give
slang
it.
words. I don't. Yeah, but I get what you're
See,
saying. It
but
makes no sense.
slang words nowadays they're becoming vocabulary, and that's sad.
Yeah, yo, cap is a vocabulary word now. I think.
They should like
I
yeah, but
think
that's
so. Yeah,
it's because it's stupid.
they added those to the dictionary.
I that just made dictionary shit. Like
I'm
dictionaries
sorry.
were like a serious thing. That just made it crap now because they put words like capping in there. That's crazy.
Well, don't quote me on it, but there are some like slang words that are now
Yeah,
in the dictionary. But for
but
college,
why?
it's shit. People are stupid. What do you expect?
Um,
We know this.
Not all people.
Yeah,
Some
not
people
all
have.
people, but
Oh, we gotta be
majority.
careful on that because we're calling the entire society fucking stupid.
Well, I think for the people that are watching, I would hope that they know that people are fucking stupid, and then also at least take some self accountability on. I'm a little stupid too. Like I say it all the time. Like I'm fucking retarded as well. Like I'm not a perfect example of what fucking smart looks like. I'm not
Nah,
smart at all.
but you have basic knowledge. And that's
Yeah,
what these kids
common
lack.
sense and shit. I have experience, you know. But to get back to college, it's like that's the only time I'll justify college is if what you're trying to do is if what you're actually trying to do, like you actually need college for. Like if you want to be a fucking
Well, if you think
a
about like,
pilot, like you obviously have to go to school.
yeah, but that's not college though.
Well, you get what I'm saying. Like
But that's
obviously
more of a trade.
true, but
I
so
think
like for like a lawyer or a
you know what I
doctor,
think we
we'll
should
lose
do.
that.
We should swap out college for trade school.
Yeah, make
That's
all
better.
yeah
I
trade school.
think
Yeah,
honestly, because
100%.
that actually sets someone up for
A
real
decent
work.
paying job.
Exactly. Like trade schools, I think are more valuable to than college. Because college, what is college teaching you? It's just like
What college is they're literally gonna go over the same shit you learned in high school for like the first 2 years, and then they're gonna touch on some things that you actually need to know for whatever job, whatever degree you're going for. But half the time, like as you said, they just get into fucking debt,
it's general.
and
They
then
mix in your major. Like if you do business, they mix in general education into that. So
for like the
you're
first two
doing the
years, you
same
have to
shit
do
again,
general
math,
education.
reading, all that stuff. Well, that's required. I couldn't,
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
I think that needs to get removed. Like stop doing that shit. Like I just did 12 fucking grades of math and English at different levels. Do I really need to know like enough? Like trade schools, I feel like would be better suited instead of college because trade schools will actually teach you how to do something, like give you a skill, give you a fucking craft, a trade that you could then utilize that and then make a business out of it, do
Yeah,
something with it, make money off of it, and you're good at it. And I think that'll help create more and more people to have actual good paying jobs. College is just going to put you into more debt, waste your time on bullshit fucking stuff, and it's just like for what?
and then
Like
you know what's gonna happen? They go to college thinking they're gonna get a great job, and after right now they have to work the same fucking job that we started at
no,
just to
they
pay
end
off
up
that
working
debt.
at fucking McDonald's.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like
When the
bullshit
person,
jobs.
and it's fucking crazy because it's like, all right, you got the person that goes to college to get that fucking degree. They end up after they go to college, they end up working at McDonald's. Me, I went right out of high school, worked at McDonald's. Now I'm doing other jobs because I've built up experience,
Yeah.
and now I'm making more money. They have a fucking bullshit education and no experience. What's gonna be better in the end?
Well, that's what
You know
that's the question always. It's like
exactly.
what do jobs look for? Education or experience? I can tell you right now, as a hiring manager, you know, the experience will outweigh the education. You can spell the word, that's great, but can you lift the box? Can you do the job as prescribed? Where's your work
Facts.
ethic going to be? If your book's, it's like that same phrase, like you're book smart, but you're not street smart.
Mm,
There's a difference. There's a difference in education and the actual experience of doing this job.
yeah.
I'm going to want to actually just take someone and be like, all right, you have experience. Let's go.
Yeah.
You have education? All right, cool.
But do you have the
But
experience? What's going on elsewhere?
I'd have
Yeah.
to really weigh it out to see what I need. What does the business need? Do I
And
need someone that I
especially
got to train?
depending on whatever trade it is, like obviously if you're fucking again, if you're a fucking lawyer, you need someone who's educated in the fucking law
Yeah, but you see,
to
what
do that.
I consider like to go to school for a doctor or for a lawyer, I look at it like a trade school
Mm,
because you're learning a trade, a specific trade, and it's like law schools really will teach you more about law procedures, interpretations, contracts, stuff like that. I don't think they have general education classes in there. I don't know. I've
no,
never been to a
yeah,
law
I don't
school.
think so
I'd have
either.
to research it and find out.
Yeah, that's
Med
funny now.
school.
Now I'm thinking about it. It's like there's no really like degree, and put it in the chat, put it in the comments if you guys know like of one that's really like gonna benefit. But it's like I don't really know of one that's actually gonna like get you
No.
somewhere fucking amazing. There's
Even
like
even like because I took when I did do some college credits like a couple years ago. I did liberal arts. I still had general education classes, and then certain things would be on
what made
like
you want
the
to do
arts.
liberal arts?
Honestly, like I was trying to study to be a cop, and I just needed 2 years. They didn't give a shit what you had, as long as it's 2 years of college credits. Liberal arts was the easiest, honestly. I was like, fuck it, why not? It's the simplest thing.
Fuck it.
And then like even then with police, like they have some people who go to like, oh, I'm gonna go to college for criminal justice and then become a cop. And guess what? You're gonna start making the same pay as a regular rookie cop. You're not making millions, and you don't.
They're just gonna be
You know,
entitled now.
it's like if law enforcement would do what the military did or does, when you have a degree in a certain aspect that benefits the military, they start you as an officer, as a high ranking, so you're making more money. With NYPD, for example, because it's local, you still start off as a rookie pay, and it's shit. The first 6 months you get paid shit while you're in the academy. Then once you graduate, they make you a police officer. You know, then you start making a little bit more money, but you're still making. If I was to jump and do it now, I'd have to take a couple, like a lot, of, like a good, I would say like a couple grand of a pay cut to go do that.
Mm.
And I'm not willing to do that.
And you're risking your fucking life for that shit, which is fucking
I
ridiculous.
don't. That doesn't bother me, believe it or not.
Well, I mean, to cut the pay and then now your fucking actual life is at risk is fucking crazy. If anything, you should actually be getting a way bigger fucking pay to put your life on down on the line.
Well, some people who do that, I would say that it's more of a calling for them.
Yeah.
You could look at it as like, yeah, I just need a job. I mean, if you look at like, some people might look at it also because with NYPD you have the union, so you have you get hired on, you do your 20, you got a pension, you're set for life. So longevity wise, yeah, it's good, it's worth it, But again, if you make the 20, if you get shot and
Yeah.
killed before then, you're not really doing anything. But for me, it's like I would do it. I would take that pay cut if the NYPD dropped the age cap and the college credits. I would apply tomorrow because that's for me. Like I'm wired in the way like I've always wanted to be a cop.
What
I
made you want to be a cop? Well, where did that come from?
honestly since I was a kid, I've always just was enamored with with police. NYPD with the show Cops. I watched it from when it started until it ended, and then restarted again. But like I just always something about the cop, just the aura of the police officer, just something that I always gravitated to, and just always had an interest in. I just like what they represented was like it was help. It was
Mm.
security. It was like they were the ones that came to make wrongs right. And that's kind of where I like that feeling of like people felt better when they rolled up. As a kid, that was how I thought about it. And then as I got older and things nowadays, I realize it's not always like that.
Yeah.
It's not, at least the department has changed since. For good or worse,
Well, if only
it's a
every
lot better.
fucking cop had that kind of mindset. A lot of people are just like, how many?
Every
A
cop
lot
has the
of
mindset where they're trying to get onto they say that phrase, I want to change the world, I want to make a difference. And then they realize, that mindset will drive you crazy. You can't.
when a lot of them just fuck shit up more.
Those are just, super
But
cops are.
we were talking about it's like they're just human at the end of the day. So there are the assholes, and then there are the really good ones as well. I think that has a big part to play in it.
Yeah, I mean, it just they need to just figure that shit out on their
Yeah.
own, honestly. Like, but education wise, like to get back to our topic of college, I don't think college is. I think it's a waste of time. I think it's just a money vacuum, again, for these private corporations and these schools to just be disgusting with how much they charge.
Yeah.
And a lot of it,
I
they
think
don't
it's
need.
like what I think they should do. Like if I could just fix this shit, right? What I would do is I'd put a lot of focus on basic knowledge, basic common sense, basic fucking things that you need to know in high school. We're gonna fucking structure that. Fuck the trigonometry, fuck the geometry. You don't give a shit about angles anyway. Fuck that shit.
Well,
Like
if you're an
let's
architect, you do.
well, but okay, so then go to college, and then we'll teach you all that shit, or go to the trade school and we'll teach you all that. I think they need to really double down
Well,
on perfecting.
I would say to you, math. I would say let them teach that everything they teach with math, because knowing that stuff is not a bad thing. I think just the other topics they can kind of do.
Well, I think so. It's like for me, I think I wish they would have emphasized more like government economics. I wish they would have did a lot of that. I wish they would have did way more writing and reading, because that would have definitely benefited me, especially now, or even speaking. Like I've been slowly having to teach myself how to actually speak properly and articulate words and shit. Now that people are fucking listening, I gotta really like hone in on that. So I think that's something they should really hone in on. Basic math, I think they need to get rid of. I mean, stick with
One of
the extra math that's fucking I've still never used a day in my life that I stressed over for
well,
the
you don't need
longest
to.
time.
You don't need to yet.
What do you mean?
There will be that one point in life you might need to use that math eventually. But I think learning math is a good thing, because learning how to do numbers and so that you want to know how to
Well,
do
yeah,
those numbers.
basic math, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like the fucking extra shit. But that's why it's like if you're gonna fucking like when you want to learn that shit, okay, go in college. We're gonna teach you all this because this is what you want to do.
But wait, but now we're going to push into the college. We have to look at how we think about college. You can't push more important shit there and then say it's useless. If we're going to redo things, we got to redo things that make sense. If the ultimate goal is to eliminate college and
Well, I
not
don't think
have it
the
as a
ultimate.
goal,
I wouldn't say the ultimate goal is
no, I'm
to
saying like
eliminate it.
I would get rid of it.
I wouldn't get rid of it. I just would focus. I would just try to focus on what people actually need to know. I would make it cheaper, make it so people don't have to get in
I'd
debt so
make it
much.
free.
You make it free.
Yep,
I think
I
that
would give them.
if
I'd
that's
give them an
available, I would
option
do it.
of degrees of which ones they wanted
Well,
would do.
I think
I'll make a
so.
2 year free,
Yeah.
and then 4 years, depending on what they're studying. Okay, we'll make it half.
Hmm. I see what you're saying. I can go with that. With me though, I think especially now, it's like who the fuck. I think the big problem, I guess, before you needed the education, right? That was like why you needed to go to college. You need the education. Now go on your fucking phone and learn whatever the fuck you want. I think
Well,
that's
that's now. Back
yeah.
then, that wasn't the thing. And back
I
then,
think it's the
people.
problem with now why people are like, well, at least me, it's like, why the fuck am I gonna go to college and learn whatever the fuck when I can just search it up real quick and then actually apply myself to it? Because
Mhm.
if I just apply myself to learning how to fucking do fucking whatever the fuck, I'll search it up and I'll spend the days, I'll put the hours in on my fucking computer and I'll figure it out. If I want to teach myself how to play fucking piano, I'll figure it out. I don't gotta go to school for that.
No, that's true. You gotta just have the
Obviously,
discipline.
school might benefit me somewhat, just having the, but
Well, school
still,
has its benefits. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying no education, but
yeah.
they need to do a better job of and what we're educating these kids with, because I think they're just handing out diplomas to get rid of these kids, so that way they can bring the next herd, give them diplomas, get out them, and just keep the
Yeah,
cycle going.
it's fucked up. And
But these kids need to learn something. Like, it's funny too, because like that you bring this up, and they were talking about this because again, Bill Maher just did a segment on high schools, on public high schools, and how bad it is, and they did a comparison between public high schools and Catholic schools. The quality of education is actually better
in where?
Catholic schools.
Catholic schools?
Yep, and there's no bullshit there because they don't care.
Hmm.
This is the rules.
I
You
think
follow it or you go.
what I think another problem is that public schools are funded by the government. Catholic schools are funded by the parents.
Right.
So you have now the parents have a say in how what's going on.
It's an
'Cause
expectation of quality.
yeah, exactly.
Because like I'm paying you now.
When
Let's
it's the
go.
government, clearly they don't give a shit. Like
No, it's not. Well, yeah, okay. The government can't. Cause you can say that they don't give a shit because those people that are put in place to check the quality.
I
Okay.
think so. I've doing on my rabbit holes of doing research and for general education in schools and like especially like high schools and shit like public schools were really meant to create workers. Like that was like the big thing. Like we need to create a society of workers. and this is what school is going to be. We're going to teach them how to be good workers. Is that what it should be? I don't think it should be about making them good workers. Let's make them educated. Let's make them properly educated so then they can develop that hard work themselves, that good work ethic themselves. I think that's where it fucked up because now it's like, okay, how do we make them good workers? Let's give them a certain time to be there. Let's give them some fucking homework to do after. Give them these tests to see how well they fucking do this and that. And it's all the bullshit that comes with it. I think it's all like, again, it has its benefits, but I think a lot of the time it's like, but how is this helping us at the end of the day? Like, how is this making quality of life better?
True.
It's not.
It's not.
It's like,
I mean, it helps certain points, but again, like
at the grand scheme of it all, it's like we're just fucking.
I think they
ourselves
should have
over.
a speech class in regular public school.
That would be
They
very like
teach
that would
these
be
kids.
good,
I
right?
think they should have a class where it teaches them how to conduct themselves on interviews, on
How to
speak
do interviews.
properly.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think those are
Fucking
something that they should put in there. You know, like social studies. Okay, yeah, it's important to learn certain things, but like, really, what the fuck do you really learn
I
in
don't
social
even remember
studies?
what I learned in social studies.
Me either.
I
I know
fucking I can't remember
I
what I
got in
learned.
trouble once in junior high school. I went to the social studies teacher and I remember this because I got kicked out so fast. It was like in a New York minute. I was still out of the fucking room. I went to this. I think I told you this yesterday in the gym. I went to my social studies teacher and I was like, "Do you spit or swallow?" I got kicked out of that class so fast. She looked at me like, "Get out," and I was like, "Fuck." And then I got like in trouble, and like the principal, the dean was like, "What did you mean by that?" I was like, does she spit or does she swallow? Like, does she spit her saliva out or does she swallow it?" I wasn't gonna tell him what I mean. I was like, "I'm not getting," I got detention for it anyways, which I didn't go to. But let's go back to even when I was in school, like they tried to really like push the focus, but if they saw that you weren't worth it, they didn't give a shit. Like there was a couple of kids in my grade when I went to junior high school, for example, which you guys now call middle school.
Well, it's still this. We know what
No,
you
but
mean.
it's different. Yeah, but it's different grades though. Because when I was in my junior high school, it was seventh, eighth, and ninth grade in one building, and
Oh,
then
ninth grade was still considered middle school.
well, your middle school. For me, it was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
junior
I get what
high
you're saying. I get what
school.
you're saying.
So elementary school when I went to school was first through sixth.
So wait, hold on. So how long was high school? It was 3 years or three?
High school was 10, 11, 12. So it was 3 years.
Oh wow,
Yeah. So it was
fuckers,
three.
bro. They got me.
Well, they combined it. What they did was, in some buildings they have everything in one. It was logistics why they changed it, really. But so my junior high school was 7, 8, and 9. So in my school, they had like there's certain kids in the grade that were always causing problems. They really weren't doing much. And what did they do? They just said, "All right, let's just give them something to play with in the corner. We'll focus on the kids that are actually doing the right thing. And if they pass, they pass. They don't, we'll just keep holding them back until they age out eventually."
Mm,
And some of them
damn.
actually woke up and they started doing their shit, but like you saw the difference in where the teachers responded to them. But again, like the teachers they were teaching was like, yeah, the math was fun, it was interesting to learn. English was boring as fuck, but it actually helped because there's like they taught you how to write. They did the poetry thing, which I actually like poetry. Um, but I think English was beneficial because it taught you proper grammar, which everybody forgot in 5 seconds, anyways.
Yeah.
Because you look at grammar now, it's disgusting. But I think they should go back to it, like really focusing on how to properly write a
I
fucking
think
letter.
100% and emails and shit and fucking because now
Well,
I'm
emails, it's
writing mad
now it's
emails.
emails, but you see, emails though, you really like.
Well, back
This
then,
is where I think it takes a special person to really fuck up an email and grammar when there's this thing called autocorrect and spell check and all these things that are put in. I think they actually, if you look at the phones nowadays and computers, they're more enhanced to really catch fucked up grammar because that's how
yeah,
bad it's gotten.
yeah,
Whereas like they already know humans are not gonna we're not gonna figure it out for ourselves. Just let the machine fix it for us. And that's why if you use Word, red, blue, green, or red if it's fucked up, blue if it's too many spaces, it's like a grammatical error that we're not completely wrong.
yeah.
It's sad that it's like that. But a lot of the writing programs do that because it's a lot
It's,
easier. And
it's because they're not focusing on those critical points. They're teaching us everything fucking else.
well, no, because the kids don't pay attention. Their fucking attention span is like fucking like 5 seconds.
True. Yeah. I think
Like
again, it's just with everything. I guess that
my
we
shit
talk
when
about.
I got bored in school because the material for me was boring as fuck. And I said that to my teacher one time. They said, why do you go to sleep in the class? I'm like, because what you're teaching
Yeah,
is boring the shit out of me.
I
I
guess
don't
you.
care about this shit. Give me something interesting,
Yeah.
And like American history, sorry, but it's fucking boring. It's, yeah, okay. The slavery thing happened. Yeah, I get it. Bad. Okay. But like, if you really look at America, this is my opinion, I hate American history. It's boring as shit. I love global history, like world history, like Europe, all those countries over there, like Africa, all those. That to me is interesting as hell. I could read that shit and not get bored. Put American history in front of me, I'm gonna sleep in 5 minutes.
What I find interesting in all of that shit when I like go down the rabbit holes is how much of it is bullshit. You know, it's like, okay, let's look in 15 years from now. What about the COVID-19 shit? What are they gonna put in the textbooks that now the kids are gonna read about and think is truth?
If they put it at all.
If they put it all, which I think they fucking definitely will, because we hear about the Black Plague and all these other fucking diseases that happened. I think they're gonna put the COVID-19 whatever happened in 15 years. That I think it's gonna be in textbooks when you talk about like history and
Yeah.
how and what happened in the past. It's gonna be in the textbook. I think so. But it's like, okay, what are they putting in there? What truth are they putting in there? It's like, and then it's like, okay, now we know like so much has been bullshit and so much was all fucked up. How much of that is the same thing for what we learned? So it's like, how much of the
Sure.
fucking of American history is all bullshit as well?
I have a conspiracy question to ask you. Do you
Sure.
think COVID-19 was
Fake?
intentional?
Intentional? Mm, I don't know.
I
It
think it
could
was.
be.
I think it was.
I think it could be.
I
I
think
mean,
it was.
I'm not gonna say it. Like, I'm not gonna say I think it is because I didn't do the research on it. I hear a lot of people saying it was a lab leak and shit. I don't know
No,
how
no, no.
much.
I'm not saying what the causes were.
Well, no,
I'm
but
saying, do you think they did it on purpose?
I don't know. I could see them doing it on
I
purpose,
think.
hundred
I think it
percent,
was. I think. I
and I
think
could see them also using that as a way to see how much power over the people they could implement
they
because
already
they.
know how much power they have over us. I think it was also done to reset things. Because certain industries were really going like the bar industry was almost on its way out before the pandemic. Restaurant industry was struggling before the pandemic. After it, they're doing way better
Everybody's.
now. You take because why are we
Huh.
losing those industries? Because this is my opinion, my thought. Man, I could be wrong. This is what I just looked at, and this is what I think. The restaurant industry, the bar industry was struggling because people were like, yeah, I can go to the bar any day I want, whatever. Now I'm like, okay, you can't go at all for 6 months, or whatever long
Mm,
it was that we were on lockdown for. I forget. Like, okay, all of a sudden now it's like once that shit opened, forget it. Like the flood opened. Everybody kept running to their favorite bars. Even while it was like closed, we had the underground bars that opened up
yeah,
and kept getting raided, and you got 100 people in the fucking room being mad loud. Think no one's gonna hear that? Like, come on now. But, but I think
that's
that's why.
interesting.
Yeah,
Like, I can see them doing it, but
yeah.
again,
'Cause
it's just like
look
I
at what
can never say
happened.
for certain it
Everything
was.
got a reboot.
Yeah,
The bar industry now is doing well. Certain places are still struggling because they didn't adapt.
the club scene is going crazy.
The club scene is what the club scene is doing. It's still a little struggle because after it fizzles out a little bit, they just like people start realizing like, oh, okay, same shit like before.
Mm.
Things are coming. They're getting a little more common now. But like,
You think they're gonna try it again?
what?
Like, before
Eventually they
before
will.
it transferred to health.
Eventually they
Yeah.
will. They'll do something again. If you look at history, it's only a matter of time before something else happens.
Mm.
It's
So I know you're not religious, but do you believe in like the end of the world, like Judgment Day and shit?
well, if written in the book, no. As us human beings mutually destroying each other, eventually that'll happen. Yeah.
So you don't think it's probably like a prophecy? Like they probably like when they were writing the Bible, right? They didn't. You don't think they were like, okay,
Do I think that we're gonna hear trumpets and then four guys on horses are gonna come and kill us all? No.
no. But okay, let me. So I obviously read the Bible. One of the so when
My condolences. No, I'm just kidding.
one of the things in it is when it talks about in the book of or no, it might not be Revelation, but when it talks about the end of the world, it says when nation rises among nation, when kingdom among kingdom, um, there will be earthquakes and famine all over the world, and that's how you know the world is about to end. That kind of sounds like the times of today. There's been I was
Mm.
watching I've heard some shit on the news earlier. It's like fucking like 500 plus earthquakes hit a fucking continent or whatever, country, whatever, going crazy. There's earthquakes all the time.
Right.
Fucking
Well, that's
famine,
constant. Well,
famine.
that's
I mean, there's a bunch of diseases out. It's like it's all about context and how serious it is. But I mean, we got kingdom among kingdom. We got Israel and Palestine, Ukraine, Russia, America versus everybody fucking else. It's like it is getting crazy.
it's not that it's gonna be crazy. I think it's just the same as it's always been. It's just now there's more cameras.
Mm.
I don't think. No, I don't think we're at the end of times. I don't think so. I think
I think
this,
only time will tell.
I mean, if World War III happens, yeah, someone's gonna hit that button and launch the wrong rocket and then cause everybody to just kill each other. Yes, that's a given. But
Yeah.
I
really hope it doesn't come to that because I don't want to die. Like
I mean, who doesn't?
I don't
But
want to
the
die over 10 people
sad
that
part
couldn't get
about it is
along.
that's the only part of life that's guaranteed
Death.
is death. Yep. The moment the second you're born, you already start to die.
Mm.
Sad
I
to
get
say.
you.
It's depressing to say that, but it is just what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't.
To get on a better note, I want to transition to health though.
Yeah, because education it sucks. It needs to get better. They need to
100%.
refocus. I think start teaching these kids real things, give them actual trades, actual skills. Yes, doing math, writing, reading, basic under fucking comprehension. Those three topics is fine. Science is good too for those nerds who want to learn that stuff. Throw it in there, keep it there. But make it relatable. Make it so that way you could teach a fucking monkey to do things by relating the content. Do it for these kids. Have them when they graduate schools be ready for the world that they're going to grow up in. Because honestly, a lot of them are not, and it's apparent in what they do every time when they're released into the wild. As I say, when they come out of their house.
Yeah.
But college, like I said, no, not. I don't think it's necessary. If you want to do it, go ahead. But you're putting yourself in debt for no reason. I'd rather go out and get the experience over the education. Maybe later on, after I get the experience, go for the education when it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's necessary at all. I think the education system sucks, and they make it too easy to drop out. They need to put more emphasis on keeping kids involved, keeping school boards under control.
Keeping
Because
kids focused.
school boards can get out of control and start making rules about shit, and that's where they got to stop. Parents got to stop going against the teachers and start listening to them and stop being their kid's best friend. Like enough, your kid's not a fucking saint. Every kid is a little devil running around eventually, But like they need to start really just getting back to the basics of shit. Like when we were in school, I was in school, like we didn't have these issues.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything. A teacher getting hit was a rare thing, and it was a big deal. Now it's happening a lot.
Yeah, it was the teachers hitting the kids, right?
Yeah. I mean, at that point, they should bring back capital punishment. See how much that should have stopped real quick.
That's crazy.
Or just make every school a Catholic school. Now let me stop.
That's crazy. But to get into health, how important is health, and just keeping good physical health?
Or if you want to live to see 85 or 90, it's definitely important because the life expectancy now, because of how much emphasis is on health, has increased from where it was before I was born. I think before I was born, the life expectancy was like 60. Even before that was lower. Now you're looking like 80s, almost 90s. My grandmother, your great grandmother, lived to be 92. That's fucking crazy.
That is crazy. I remember seeing her.
Yeah,
she
but
was,
health is an important thing. You want to be healthy. You want to make sure you maintain it, because if not, you're dead in the water. As you get older, it's going to get harder and harder to cope. You're younger, yeah, you can kind of fuck off and do things and be retarded, and you're young, so it'll bounce back. But as you get older, your body won't respond as well, and you'll start to have problems and difficulties with them.
Yeah. How is it? How so? Obviously, America doesn't want us healthy. I think we can agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
They make too much money to keep us in shape and eating the right shit.
They're not that like the best phrase I heard in a movie one time was, and I put it to the pharmaceutical companies, they make $1 billion a year. You think they're giving that back? Fuck no. They're gonna keep us sick. They're gonna keep us wanting that relief. They're not gonna find a cure for anything if they don't have to.
Yeah. How do you feel about the general health in America and the way things are going?
It's shit. People are sick, way sick, because they're not paying attention to themselves. Obesity is a real problem. And there's not much emphasis. Diabetes is out of control again. And it's like, come on, like it's just we're a nation of sick people, and I think that's sad because the healthcare system is not designed to ever heal you. It's designed to put a band-aid on the wound for a little bit, like you think you're healed, and then you get sick again a couple months later, and you're back at square one. And not only sick, you're broke, because now you're bankrupt because just getting touched by a doctor. If he grazes your left index finger, it's $2,000 right there.
Yeah.
If he touches more parts of your body, I think if he touches your leg, that's $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy how many, because you guys should search this up. A lot of families in America go bankrupt because of hospital bills. A lot, and it's like,
for example, your dad, his surgery's the first round left him with almost $70,000-$80,000 in fucking medical bills. And he had 2 brain surgeries, so you can only imagine how much that should cost. I think it's, like...
And it wasn't even no surgeries. He had multiple surgeries. It's like a fucking hernia, the fucking shit
Yeah.
over. He had actually another surgery behind his ear. It was another brain shit.
Jesus.
And yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then
And
it's fucked up
and
because
if you're
then
not careful, you're bankrupt. And I think that's where we need to focus on, where that needs to change. You should not be going broke because you got sick. But
yeah,
also there should be something. Help needs to be more taken a lot more seriously.
100%. I think what needs to like people need to like really start honing in on what their body's capable of. Because I think everybody's obviously capable of doing way more than what they're already doing. Like me, I go to the gym, I go to the park. Like I try to push myself like to the max till I'm fucking on the floor. Like fuck, I can't fucking breathe right now. I'm fucking dying. I guess I'm just a savage in
That would
that
be kind of
sense.
fun if you died from running.
Yeah, that would be
I'd be
fucked up.
like,
But
he took health so seriously, he ran himself to death. Like, that'd be epic.
but it's just the process of going through that self discipline. It's just like I'm putting myself through hell because I want to reap the reward after. I'm trying to not only develop the body but obviously keep good health. I want to live till I'm fucking 90, 100 or whatever. You know?
Or like me, I feel like I'm never gonna die. I'm gonna live forever. Now let me stop.
I mean, listen, you'll figure it out eventually.
Eventually.
But
But that's
that's
just my mindset. That's
that
why,
this is my thing. I see a lot of people that are fucking overweight, that are fucking making terrible health choices, and then they complain on why they feel like shit. Or it's like they say they'll fucking like I know a lot of people that'll say that okay, I want to stop, I want to get better, I want to get like I'm stressed out, I'm depressed, I want to get better, but do nothing to improve it. And it's
well,
like
that's a mindset thing. I think they also need to see, mental health because it's depression. You know, they're gonna eat because they're depressed. They're depressed because they're eating. It's like it's a vicious cycle sometimes. And I think they should. It might be beneficial for them to seek some sort of professional therapy.
or I
Like
think
talk to
even
someone.
in a way physical, like even just disciplining yourself in that aspect and just being physically fit or just pushing yourself, that's therapy in itself.
No, not
I
necessarily.
think so, depending on how you look at
For
it.
certain people, yes, but I think for someone who, like for me, for example, you know, I decided I was gonna start losing weight because I was tired of how I was feeling. I did not feel healthy at all. I felt like I was gonna die. And I wasn't big. I was 300 pounds. I was like, fuck. I just didn't like the way my body felt. I felt sluggish. I felt like I wasn't able to do the basic maneuvers, like just walking and moving, bending, and stuff at work. I felt like I was having to fight my body to do those simple things.
Mm.
I hated feeling like that. That was my motivation to say, you know what, let me look into certain things. And I told myself, people made fun of me a little bit about getting a fitness coach. I was like, you know what? I spend money about everything else in my life. This is one area I never looked into it. And I was like, let me spend some money here. Let me
Mm.
see if I can get someone to help me because I needed the help. Because I knew, tried it myself, I never got consistent results. It was always all over the place. And now I did it and I feel better. I feel healthier. I feel like, I'm a little more agile. I've always had a youthful, energy to myself, mindset, everything's like always, proud of myself on that. But then I was like, no, I just looked back and seeing all the shit that I was eating, like just looking back at it, I was like, damn, it's a lot of food that I was shoveling into my face every day. And like, I held myself
I
accountable
think
for it and stopped.
that's a big problem. The amount of food that is available to us, like we're talking about this, it's a lot of it is bullshit.
It's all choice.
It's all bullshit. And then what kills me too is that people will complain all day about the prices in McDonald's,
Until it go.
and then one still go, and then you're gonna fucking eat your life away. You're gonna kill yourself. You're slowly killing yourself, honestly. And then it's like, but it's like that's how you know people are so fucking lazy because they're gonna complain that it's so expensive when you can go to the fucking supermarket and get the same and get a big ass amount of food for the same amount of money you was gonna spend at McDonald's anyways. You know,
That is
like
the
I spent, I ordered and fucking I gotta work hard for this because I got KFC the other day. I Uber eated it. I was at work. I didn't bring lunch with me. I normally always cook home cooked food. All
you got
right.
mutant food. That's what KFC
I ended up getting
That's not even
KFC.
chicken, bro. That's
It was
some
for me.
weird
It was
shit.
for me and my girl. Listen, I felt like shit afterwards. All right.
Good, because that
It was like
shit's
post nut. It
genetically
was like post
grown.
nut syndrome. You know,
Ever
it's
seen
like
what they make
afterwards
it
I
out
felt
of?
like shit.
It's disgusting. That shit has no beak and no eyes.
Ugh. I'm not eating it again because I did feel like shit afterwards. But I spent $40 to Uber eat it to my job. I had it for lunch
Fucking lazy. You got fast food and you wouldn't even go get it yourself?
because it was far away and I wanted some
Jesus.
KFC.
You know
Listen, I
what?
know I'm a piece of shit.
That
All
is the
right,
problem
I
with the
know.
generations.
All right,
You
I
know,
get it. Now I do.
Just think about that whole argument right there. I can fuck with you because you chose fast food, and then on top of that, your lazy ass wouldn't go get it yourself. You paid money for someone
I
else to
was
bring it
at
to
work.
you.
I was at work.
Let's not take your lunch break and walk your ass over and go get it.
Whatever.
I think that goes back to
Like
there's
no,
too many
realistically,
options.
okay. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you my thought process behind this.
I gotta hear this one.
Okay, I could have went to Chipotle down the block. All right.
Wait, would you have ordered it or walked?
No, I
your
would have
ass?
walked there. But I
Okay.
had brought it up to my girl, and she was like, "KFC sounds good." I was like, "Okay, let's get some KFC." And hold on,
I prefer Chipotle.
and I would have too, because I definitely felt like shit afterwards. But in the moment, I was like, "Damn, that KFC sound good." But I also got my money back because I just told them I never got the order on Uber Eats.
I didn't just admit that on camera. Good job.
Yeah, so I'm all right. They're not gonna come after me. We're good. If anybody, I'll let the people
Change
try
your
that.
name quick.
Yeah, I'll let the people try that on their own.
Your
But
name is Rylet now.
the problem with me, so like, okay, what I was going with is that I spent $40 on the fucking KFC, that one fucking meal or the 2 meals for me and my girl. I went to the store today. I bought like 4 packs I bought 2 big ass packs of chicken, and I also bought 2 big ass packs of steak, and I got some fucking rice too. That shit is gonna feed me for the week, and I spent the same amount of money. Now,
That's
yes,
not bad.
I'm gonna have to do some work, but it's worth it
You
because
have to
now I'm
actually
not.
cook it
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, exactly.
Oh
I'm
my
not gonna
God, the
kill
horror.
myself. I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm gonna eat the proper portion, and I
Well,
saved money in the
technically,
process.
even though you cook yourself, you can still make it unhealthy by
True,
putting the wrong
100%.
shit in it
Yeah,
or eating too much of it.
yeah,
So
I get you.
you still run the risk.
But it's
And
definitely better than what the fuck, better
oh,
than
and
the convenient option.
of course, because McDonald's. Listen, there's everything else is always better than McDonald's.
100%.
You
But I mean,
know,
some people are just addicted to that shit. It's like when I was
it's
working at
designed
McDonald's,
that way.
people were fucking. I had regulars like they come in. I know your fucking order. Like I don't even like.
That's sad.
It came to the point like
Thank fucking God I was never a regular at McDonald's. I would have just killed myself tomorrow.
no,
No offense. I'm not trying to say killing yourself is an option. But that's
the funniest shit for me is when they come in and like order a big ass meal
how?
and then they say, "Let me get a diet soda too," and it's like,
I
really,
love that.
you just got that big
I
ass
love
meal and now
that.
you want
Yeah,
a diet coke?
I love that,
Like
especially
what?
at the movie theaters too. Can I get a large popcorn, pretzel bites? Let me get the Sour Patch Kids, the Twizzlers, and those Raisinets. Oh, and Diet Coke. I'm watching my weight.
Yeah, it's like
I just want to walk up behind them and just smack them with diabetes. Like, here, take it already. You're working towards it. Have fun. Like, come on, that's so
yeah,
stupid.
it's fucking ridiculous, and
That's
it's
the
like it's
one
a
thing
mindset thing.
I never told myself that when I was big and I was eating all the unhealthy shit. Even though let me rephrase, eating the good food but at wrong amounts because I got fat from eating good stuff, not bad shit. And it's just like I never deluded myself to think, yeah, let me just have a diet soda that'll make the difference.
If anything, that's gonna
Nah,
kill you even faster. With like, if there's no sugar in it and it still tastes like it has sugar, obviously there's some bullshit in it anyway.
yeah, the artificial
Like, shit
sweetener.
makes no sense.
Yeah, but like that's just the whole thing. I just don't understand it. But health wise, like I think there's more. The conversation is happening more now than it was like 20 years ago. It was more like, ooh, you really can't. Like, yeah, somebody's big, but you couldn't say anything. It wasn't publicly talked about. Like now they have shows about it. My 600-pound life, my 1,000-pound,
Well, because even
whatever.
no, even now, if you try to criticize someone on the internet about some shit, not criticize them, but if you say some shit, like they're gonna come at your
Oh
ass and it's
God,
like, fuck
yeah,
you.
you're body shaming. Like
It's like,
fuck you.
no,
Okay,
no. You know who Lizzo is?
who?
Lizzo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
She lost weight,
she's
didn't she? No, she got.
no.
What's the problem?
No, she's the size of the fucking earth. Like, I don't think she.
I'm trying not to laugh at that, but like
I don't
that
think
was
she
so
didn't.
subtle. Like that's like,
She's the embodiment of women's beauty.
okay. I'm
That's
sorry. Am I
that.
supposed to find something wrong with that?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't like. It's like one. Like to me, it's like I don't know. I can't fuck with that. It's like everybody's gonna say yes, yes. You look amazing.
You
You look
can't,
amazing.
but there's some guys who can.
Okay, 100%. I get you. But for me and a
I
lot of
want to
other
know why
people,
she's the embodiment of. I can understand why
it's the
they would.
mentality. She's like, oh, I'm beautiful. I don't care what anybody says. But like
She
one,
has the confidence.
I
She believes
I
in
can fuck with
herself.
it. If you're fine with that, it's like whatever. More power to you.
Her self confidence makes her more attractive than the next 10 supermodels.
Hmm.
Even though they look gorgeous, they still think they're fucking fat and ugly. And there's something wrong with them. They have to keep doing different things to their body.
But
And so what if she has that mentality?
no.
Let
But
her.
for me though, it's like one. It's like now it's like okay, all the
But wait,
females are like, oh, it's you're fucking perfect. And it's like, no, it's like you're fine with who you are. Yes, you have the confidence, but could you try? Could you be better? 100%. Could you
100%.
try to apply that
But what are you
discipline?
basing it off of? 100% in what way?
What do you mean?
Like, how could she be better?
By just fucking actually being physically fit?
Is she not?
No,
How do you know?
I don't see any fucking results.
But she could be healthy and be big.
I don't know how that's a thing.
I'm just saying.
I don't know how that's a thing. How can you be healthy and
I
big?
don't know. It's possible. You could have no health complications and be fat
I get.
somehow.
I mean,
I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor.
no, I don't know. To me, it's like I'm very like again,
If she
this is
felt
for me.
honestly, I would say if she felt like her health was at risk, she would do something about it.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe she's not feeling anything right now. Maybe down the line she will. But it's all about choice. I mean, if she's happy in her skin and she likes being a big girl, then let her be a big girl. Let her do her
No,
thing.
of course. I'm not gonna say I'm not
I
gonna
think it's
fucking go to her.
actually
I'm not gonna go to her and fuck, if I ever meet her, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you got to get your fucking life in order. This and that. I'm not gonna show her.
you probably would.
No, I wouldn't.
You
I
would
would
push her to get healthy.
No. I would. What my thing is like I know what I want. I want you to try your best. That's it. I just want you to try your best. And obviously, she's probably not complaining about how she looks and what the
Maybe
life
she's
choices.
actually comfortable where she's at.
I get you, but that's her. A lot of people are not comfortable with where they're at.
Of
Like
course.
you decided to lose weight because you just didn't like the way your body was feeling. How do you think she fucking feels?
Maybe she feels great.
That's fucking crazy to me.
It is. No, believe it or not, it is. But it's crazy to you. It might be weird to me. It might be off to him. Maybe off to them too. But to her, she might feel amazing in her body. Whether regardless of how we perceive it. We look at her, we're like, oh, she's a big girl. How could she be? Maybe she is. And you know what? Kudos to her for that.
We still got like 21 minutes. We still got like 21 minutes. How long we got? Oh, we got like 2 minutes? All right. Well,
Damn, that was quick.
yeah, it did.
But yeah. But
Keep
so
going.
yeah, I would say like it's good for her to have that self esteem, that self confidence in herself to say, you know what, regardless of what the world says and thinks of how much shit she's getting harassed for, she's still gonna say, you know, I'm happy in my skin. Leave me the fuck alone. She's happy and she's the embodiment because she has that confidence. That kind of confidence you can't buy these days in any shape of a person. Whether it's a guy who's in good shape who feels like he just is a gym rat and people look at him like he's just a big fucking dumbass doesn't know anything, or a guy who's too skinny, or a guy who's skinny fat, or whatever it is, a guy who's fat, or a girl who's too skinny, too fat. That argument goes both ways for everybody. You know, no one's ever confident in their body. And when they are confident in their body, other people might say, well, why? You look crazy. You know, like the gym guy who can barely turn to wipe his own ass, who's got muscles out of every portion of his body. Me and you might look at that. Someone might look and say, oh, he's disgusting because he's too muscular. Yet he's happier than a pig in shit because his body's the way he wants it. And mind you, he could also die from that. Even though he's super healthy, he have a heart attack any day now because of all the stuff he's doing to his body.
Yeah, that's not healthy either, obviously. But to end it off, I want people to try their best and just be the best person they can be. Now, if you're confident where you are and if you're happy with that, by all means, just live your fucking life. I'm not gonna say otherwise. But a lot of people aren't happy with the way they are, and a lot of people aren't comfortable with who they are. So I just want people to just try your best. Try making the healthy choices. Try going to the gym like on a regular basis. Spend that extra money to get that fitness coach.
Yeah, put that Twinkie down. Don't eat that exercise.
Exactly. That's it. That's all I want. I just don't. I don't want people to be like, okay, she's living life perfect and she's making her life choices. Maybe I could live life that way. That's not. That might not be the case. It's like your temptation isn't the same as everybody else's. You understand what I'm saying? So that's it. That's my thing. And I think that's a great way to end it off because that was an amazing episode.
Yeah. And we still like out of the 15 topics that we had or something. We
still only covered a few.
It was like 4 or 5 that we recovered. So we still have plenty for the next 2 episodes or whatever it is.
All right, guys, thank you again for watching. If you like this video, again, please like it. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys next week.
And I watched comments, so if you comment on the video saying some crazy shit, I'll respond back. But yeah, it was fun.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
You guys have a good week, all right?
Later, guys.